Welcome back to Autobahn Country Club, coverage of the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup. There's that GGS Technical Publications machine of Carpenter, who's also been very impressive in his first season in the series.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He hasn't been able to get right up front and run with the guys yet, but he's very close and on the edge. But it looks like Cooper now is making me wrong. Mike is able to start closing up on these lead three guys right now, and that's great. So he may be in this mix before long, and that'll be good. And it's good to see Jeff Mosing run so well. He's had some issues this year, and he's sitting up there ahead of Lionel Kent, doing a good job. And the guy said that they're changing the setup on his car to be more aggressive now because he's really getting used to driving the car like this and can drive that setup.
Got a great way for you to keep track of our broadcast schedule. Go to MazdaRacing.tv. Keep track of our Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup air times, as well as those for the Visit Florida Cup, part of the Star Mazda Championship. Race leader continues to be Nick Evans from Powell, Ohio, and that Mazda Speed 28 from Team MER. And he is being dogged hard by yesterday's winner, Brad Rampelberg. But Evans last time, Elliott, about 3/10, 4/10 quicker than Rampelberg. I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, he was able to pull out some on that. But at the other hand, that Mike Cooper turned just about the same times as Evans and was able to close that gap to the other two guys. But, you know, as fast as Evans has been here, you know, and towards the end of the race, he's been fast too. Well, I don't know what it's going to do with a little hotter temperature today. It may change it a little bit. But look at Jeff Mosing's move right up on Carpenter now and brought everybody with him. So we're looking at a good battle in that place too.
And this is a battle for 13th position. The 26 of veteran Tim Probert from Houston. Joel Weinberger in that 66, one of our local entrants this weekend, the Continental car. So a good fight for position a little deeper in the field. Nick Evans continues to lead. Bill Stevens, you've got two of the prime teams in the Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup Series kind of facing off here right now.
Yeah, and one of those teams is MER Racing. They have the #1 and #3 drivers right now, Nick Evans and Justin Piscatell. This is Jason Sandy, the team one. All right, the complexion of the race is going to change so much if Justin can get around Brad Rampelberg. Can he do that now, or are you just kind of playing it safe?
No, we're having him push right now. It looks like Brad's making a few mistakes, and we want to try and capitalize on that and put pressure on. I think our cars are going to get better later in the race as they did yesterday. So if he can get around him now, I think we might be able to do a breakaway. If not, I still am pretty confident later in the race we'll have the back in the lead.
Brad's making some mistakes. Can you be more specific?
Oh, we're seeing a couple of slides and a drop the wheel here and there, and you know he's pushing hard just as our guys are. So it's going to be a great race.
All right, the chess game continues.
All right, thank you, Bill. Jason Sandy, one of the drivers who won this championship the first year and took advantage of that scholarship. He races now in Grand Am.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job. You know, he's one of the guys that first came out here that I noticed that when he went into the World Challenge, boy, he was a front runner right away, challenging for the lead, putting the car on the pole. I mean, great driver. And, you know, when he was in this series, nobody ever heard of him. Now a lot of people know who Jason Sandy is.
And just to show you, and we talk about Mazda Speed and the driver ladder system, the driver development program that Mazda puts together for these young drivers, you don't necessarily have to be 15 or 18 years old to take advantage. Jason, obviously, not a child, not a youngster in school, an adult who's gotten into this. He was an autocrosser. He was a guy who had a spec Miata and autocrossed that car.
Yeah, and when he came to this, he was actually a very dominant driver at times. He was did an excellent job. And, you know, he's now instructing these new kids that are coming in here. And that's why Evans and Piscatell are doing so well, is because he and Eric Foss, another winner out of this series, are working with these boys to get them to go as fast as they can.
Good battle for position here. You've got Mark Carpenter in the 14 car. He runs 5th in the GGS entry. That's the red trim car. Next in line is Mosing from Austin, Texas. You talked about him. We check back in up front, watching the leaders come through here on this short straightaway. There's that next battle. There's the 14 of Carpenter. Right behind him, Mosing in 30. Meantime, Rampelberg challenging for the lead on the inside.
Yeah, it's a close race here, and you know he got up on the curb a little bit.
Piscatell right there too.
Oh man, we got to go and they're going to come together. They didn't hit, I guess. Oh, that was good racing. And Carpenter sitting there watching all this thing. How can I get in on this deal? But Evans must have made a little mistake someplace to get Rampelberg up in there and get a run, because if you don't get off a corner in one of these cars, somebody is going to come up on you. Just that little tiny run, because these cars are so equal, it doesn't take much to get folks in together.
This is probably the highest speed portion of the road course here at Autobahn Country Club. Turn 11 and 12, and then a straight shot up to 13. You've got a couple of sweepers, and then a couple more straightaways to come. And now Nick Evans has opened the lead back up. Brad Rampelberg had a run on him there at one point. Only got to the rear wheel, Elliott, not quite far enough to really challenge.
No, he got up there and he actually got pushed into the curb a little bit. And, you know, this is going to be one of the things that Nick Evans has not done yet is sit in the lead and have pressure from a really top driver behind him and he's going to have to keep it together. You know, and you want to watch your mirror and see what the guy's doing, but you don't want to watch it too much because then you end up making a mistake or braking a little later than you should have because you were watching the mirror. So it's important for him right now. So this is a real test.
Right back with more at the Autobahn Country Club in a moment.
Stay tuned for more Playboy Mazda MX5 Cup from Autobahn.